It's the Fatboy Show on your number one station, RX Radio. How are you doing today? I would hope that you are sober. You better be at this time of day. You need not be anywhere near alcohol, all right? And Dr. Kasenene would even advise you to have one drink a week. And I saw that tweet and I said, this guy wants people to riot. Who is he telling that to have one drink a week? Ugandans? We have the highest per capita consumption rate of alcohol. Olive, did you see that research? I think
Yes.
either the highest or like we're number two, perhaps beaten by Russians. Although we might be number one. Things are bad in Uganda. We love our alcohol perhaps too much, but time comes when someone enters your life and they want to see you change. The question we're asking on the Fatboy Show is, if someone came into your life, you got a new boyfriend or girlfriend, and he or she said to you, okay, look, if you want to be with me, you are going to have to put down the bottle. No more alcohol if you want a relationship with me. Would you accept, Olive?
If I like him very much and he seems like a good person, a responsible man, someone that is worth it, yes.
You would?
Yes.
Like, absolutely not, especially like, I guess, if you married a Muslim, or a strict Muslim.
As in, you marry a Muslim guy and he tells you that alcohol is a non-starter, and then you're like, oh, he is abusing my rights. No, you marry the guy and alcohol does not come with him. So
Yeah?
you do not come with alcohol.
Wow. So, so you would be willing to stop drinking. And I know you strike me as a moderate drinker.
I am a moderate drinker. Maybe that's why the decision to stop drinking would be very easy.
And
for
would
me.
moderate mean like 5 Guinnesses a day? Is that?
First of all, even in my moderate drinking, 2 beers, I'm already floating. You'd think of maybe smoked weed or something.
Really? What's your beer?
I don't like beer, but if I must take beer, I take Guinness.
I don't know why chicks love Guinness these days. Eh? Women are enjoying that Guinness, and yet it's strong, quite a strong beer.
It is a strong beer, but the other beers, I find them quite flat. It's like water. I think it's because I'm used to drinking whiskey and wine. So if I must go away from those, then it has to be something relatively stronger.
Well, you sound like quite the connoisseur. Are you sure someone could convince you to stop?
Yes, someone could.
Really?
Yes,
Like
but the difference is, how do you tell me?
Would they have to make an attractive enough offer to make you consider that?
Yes, they would have to make an attractive offer. But of course, even the way they ask me to stop, it matters. You're not going to speak to me like a child. Oh, I'm holding this lollipop. If you don't do this, I'm not going to do this. No, you have to speak to me like an adult and give me your reasons why you cannot be with a partner that drinks. And if I like you very much, I am going to think about it. And then I think I would decide to let go of the alcohol.
I think most people who have qualms with their partners drinking usually has to do with how the drinking affects the partner. So I would guess it will be in very few cases where simply out of principle the man just says don't touch alcohol, or the woman. Usually it's because they see the effect it has in you and how it disrupts your functionality. Or maybe it doesn't make you productive, or maybe it makes you violent, or maybe it makes you lazy, maybe it makes you fail to perform in bed, all these things. So they might say to you, honey, you might just want to tone down.
And when you think about it, fat boy, there is nothing alcohol adds to your relationship or even to you as a person. Yes, it will give you the adrenaline rush. It will make you feel hyper and happy. But at the end of the day, what tangible thing do you gain when you drink?
I would say alcohol had a tremendous contribution to the birth of RX Radio, because the hours I spent burning the midnight oil, configuring the algorithms, and designing the technology, and all of setting up all the platforms and the infrastructure required me to spend several hours day and night staring into a computer screen. And I do recall that I had a wonderful companion with me.
And the companion was called?
Actually, it was a Bond 7.
Bond 7.
So, and I think I even mentioned it on one of my posts on Facebook that Bond 7 was a very important companion in my creation of this radio. It was just there to help me, to let my mind feel a bit more uninhibited in ideas. And And I know it's not a requirement. I mean, some people can be as creative as possible when they're stone cold sober, whereas other people need some help
Yeah, that's true.
in that
Actually,
area.
it's funny. Smart people can actually drink and be very productive. I've seen professors do that. People in professions like mathematics, mathematicians, or like scientists in general, they love the bottle and then they are productive. Whereas me, who is not a scientist, the minute I drink, I can't be productive at all.
Well, you might want to thank, for example, Johnny Walker for the amazing economy we have, because the man who was at the helm of the economy for many, many years, the late governor, was a famous connoisseur of, was he a gold label drinker? Utebile. Wow, the stories
Thank you. But you see,
about how him and the pints, they were.
I heard that for some years that guy was never seen sober. Those are some of the claims.
And yet he was running the economy.
He was running the economy, and I'm like, how was he doing that? Because personally, I cannot drink and function. Those two cannot be put in the same sentence when you're talking about me.
I think he would look at the national budget and just say to his assistant, okay, first bring me 2 shots.
But then there is a reason why we had issues with inflation and whatnot. Because, I mean, if the guy at the helm is always, between...
Wait, so you think, in fact, that if it's true that he was a whiskey connoisseur, that in fact explains the sorry state of our economy?
Well, someone would say that.
But anyway, may he rest in peace. He was quite an interesting man. But let us know what you think. You can go to our Twitter or Facebook. Would you stop drinking alcohol in order to save a relationship? If your partner insisted to you to put down the bottle, to stop drinking, or else the relationship is over, would you accept to do so? Let us know on Facebook and Twitter. Also, you can reach out to us through the RX Radio app. Come on, join us in conversation. We always love hearing from you and what you have to say. Are you in that kind of a situation right now? I think we have a caller on the line. Hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
We're good. You're on the FATBOY Show. Who are we talking to?
This is Sheila.
Oh, Sheila. Hello.
Hello.
Well, I dare ask, have you been having something? You sound like you're in that special place.
No, I'm just generally happy, but sober.
Wow.
So you don't need a drink for you to be happy or to function, or you're lying.
I'm having a drink in the studio, but I promise it's just water. So yeah, are you a drinker? Do you consume alcohol?
I do.
I would hope moderately.
I am what you would call, what do they call
Social
those
drinker.
people? No.
Okay.
On certain occasions when I choose to drink, I'll drink.
You're a stress drinker.
No, stress drinking is not good. People who stress drink become drunkards.
Yes. Because at some point you cannot manage your stress or your issue or your depression unless you have a drink.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
dangerous. So what kind of a drunkard are you?
I'm not a drunkard. I just
He's setting you up.
Sorry, I meant drinker.
I'm an occasional drinker.
Occasional
I drink sometimes. Yes, sometimes not. It depends on the mood or the vibe.
And your company.
Exactly.
So now that you're an occasional drinker, if you met this guy, Prince Charming, and he sweeps you off your feet, and then he tells you, Sheila, for you to be my woman, you'd have to give up the bottle, whether moderately or occasionally. I want you not to drink like ever. What would you do?
Well, it depends on the reasons you give me behind it.
Okay.
If you just tell me if you want to be with me, you have to stop drinking, and you stop there, the chances are I'll be saying, okay, bye.
Like to the entire relationship.
Yeah, you've not give me a good reason.
Like maybe you start dating a guy who's like very God-fearing, very like religious, hyper-religious, born-again type,
If he's what I've been looking for, I see there's a plan. I see a future. I see, we start small. Tell me, okay, yeah, drinking is not this. And as I said, if there is a future, I mean, why not? I can give that up.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Give it up. And
And
if there is no,
so, what about if you met someone who was a slightly heavier drinker than you? And I would guess that most of your boyfriends have been heavier drinkers than yourself.
Because you're an occasional drinker.
well, I don't like heavy drinkers. And then again, it depends. When you drink, what kind of person do you become? If you become rowdy, violent, you become a joke, then you have to quit the bottle if you want to be with me.
Yeah, that's how it is, huh?
Yeah. But then if you're the kind, you just drink to lighten up a bit, but you're still in control of your entire, then I mean, we can work with that.
You can work with that. Well, you sound like a very compromising person, and I think the world needs more of people like you, Sheila.
It depends on what I'm to compromise. It depends. That also depends.
Oh. Okay. Well, what about you if you meet a guy who's a heavy drinker, but he can control himself? And there's guys like that. The guy can clear several beers, and he's still good to go. He retains his functioning, his cognitive function.
As I said, we work around. You can reduce, because again, I don't want a drinker. I don't want all the money that would be doing something for us to go into the bottle. So,
yeah, okay. That's a good point. All right, well, Sheila, thanks so much for reaching out to us. It was a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
And a drink on me, but not now, later in the day. All right? All right, bye.
But Fatboy, you've not told us.
Yes.
Would you leave
Me?
Would you stop drinking if you met a girl and she's like, you know what, James, for me to be with you, you have to give up drinking?
If she could show that it was having a terrible or negative effect on some aspect of the relationship, if it was making me violent towards her, which I'm not a violent person, if it was affecting my fertility, which by the way it does, when couples are trying to have children, and especially like when they're older, the doctors usually advise the husband, especially like when a wife is on fertility treatment or they're trying IVF or something like that, they will usually say to the husband during that time to not drink.
Yes, and even you, the guy, alcohol can affect your sperm count.
Yes, and the quality of your sperm. Yeah, so you will struggle to impregnate your wife. So if you're a drunkard and you have several children, you better do some DNA testing. They may not all be yours. But anyway, it's probably better to live life more on the sober side if we had to really,
That's
take a
very
position
true.
on it. You'd rather take less than more.
You'd rather take nothing if you can.
If you can manage to.
Yes.
All right. So good luck and enjoy the festive season, because goodness knows you're going to be enjoying a lot of that stuff. But do so with care and only if you are an adult. Okay? Keep listening to your number one station, RX Radio. Still to come, more great music.